Let's recap. What is data? We can summarize our previous understanding of data by looking at two different types. And these were quantitative data and qualitative data. Quantitative data includes things like measurements, numerical data, surveys, and polls. Qualitative data, on the other hand, includes things like text, sounds, audio, images. It might also include interviews and focus group discussions. In computing, we can refer to quantitative data as structured data and qualitative data as unstructured data. In data and visualization, structured data is easier to manipulate and analyze. And when we think of structured data, it's typically things like data that can fit into a spreadsheet. Let's have a look. In our spreadsheet here, we have variables and we have our data, which includes strings, which is text, and integers, which are our numbers. We can see here that the data fits nicely into the cells and has a place within each row or column. These are fairly easy to sort and categorize. And we can write programs or use functions in software tools that easily take this data, manipulate it, and present it as information. However, what's challenging for computers or programmers is their ability to work with unstructured data. Unstructured data can be textual or non-textual. Textual structured data includes media like text messages, PowerPoint presentations, Word documents, and social media data. On first thought, it might seem that we can enter these types of data into a spreadsheet. Yes, we have metadata, such as the time the message was sent, the sender and the receiver. There are a number of challenges, and some of these include the content and the location of the data. What do we do with the content of the message? Currently, when we read messages or we use qualitative research methods, human interpretation plays a key role in understanding the meaning of the message, its intention, and the topic. However, computer scientists and researchers are working on finding solutions for this kind of data. They've been working on theories and the development of tools and techniques to analyze and visualize unstructured data. Some examples are social network tools and learning dashboards to visualize activity on the internet. Using these techniques makes for powerful and efficient ways to quickly understand key messages without having to read them all. Another type of unstructured data can be non-textual, and this includes things like images, audio, and video. As an example, our human eye can easily recognize objects. For example, I know by looking at this object and its features that it's a moose. However, computers have great difficulty in recognizing things like this. However, computer scientists, researchers have a whole field called computer vision, and they work with these kinds of problems and endeavor to find algorithms and solutions for working with this kind of data. If a computer was trying to recognize a moose, for example, researchers can find other ways to help computers recognize the shapes and the objects. For example, by using the outline of pixels for objects in images, programmers can try to develop algorithms to help the computer try and recognize common patterns and shapes. However, one advantage of working with computers is that computers can process large amounts of data very, very quickly. For example, computer scientists can write a program that tries to use computer vision techniques to analyze thousands and thousands of images very fast. And this is a much more efficient process than looking through each photograph with a human eye. And this is where the power of computing lays. Some examples of these techniques are being used in defense and conservation research, where computer scientists use drones to take thousands of images of forests or landscapes. In terms of processing audio data, computer scientists are creating interesting apps using techniques that recognize sounds. One example is BirdSnap. In BirdSnap, they take audio data of bird songs and use pattern recognition techniques to match sounds. Another example that you might be familiar with is facial recognition techniques. And these aren't perfect, of course. As you know, sometimes different friends might be suggested to be tagged as other friends. And our researchers are working on improving these. Okay, well that sums up a brief overview of unstructured and structured data, with some interesting examples from computer science. We hope that this little overview has provided an idea of how computers and programmers are working with data and trying to find new ways to work with unstructured data.